You're live on News at Prime. It's a pleasure to have you with us tonight. I'm Kathy Mutlatlana. What a weekend it's been. We'll bring you all of the latest developments over the next 2 hours and, of course, get you ready for a brand new week. We'll kick it off with what has been the big story over the last couple of days. President Cyril Ramaphosa's legal review of the Section 89 independent panel report on Phala Phala is almost ripe for filing. Now, he's tackling the report on the basis that the panel considered information which didn't constitute evidence, while place sources confirming to Newzroom Afrika that Ramaphosa will argue that retired Chief Justice Ziyanda Ngcobo, former Judge Thokozile Masipa and senior advocate Mahlapiselo erred and went beyond their proper scope. The President also expected to file his application for direct access to the Constitutional Court tomorrow. He's expected to further argue that he wasn't given the right of reply to issues raised, including the origins of the funds and the pursuit of the suspects in Namibia. While at the same time, the ANC's National Working Committee expected to put forward its recommendations to the NEC before it meets tomorrow. The ANC's NWC has been meeting today, also discussing the findings of the Phala Phala report. Our reporter Ziyanda Ngcobo has been keeping an eye on that meeting. Ziyanda, what a weekend it has been, but it seems that we get into the brand new week with a bit of clarity in terms of what the ANC president's next steps are and what is likely then going to happen within the party, at least by way of process.
Absolutely, and it's a race against time at this point in time, really, when you look at the fact that this NWC meeting is yet to wrap up, and then they will put together those recommendations, which will be put before the NEC meeting tomorrow. We understand, according to spokesperson Pulemabe, that the President will be sitting in on that NEC meeting unless that particular committee decides otherwise. But earlier on today, President Cyril Ramaphosa explaining why then he's been recused from the meeting, to allow then for this NWC meeting to be able to deliberate on the implications of that Section 89 report. Let's listen to what he had to say.
And as per our own experience and history and tradition, it's always best when a matter that affects a person personally should be discussed in their absence. So that's precisely what has led to my recusal, to enable members of the National Working Committee to have a thoroughgoing discussion on the report without my presence, without rather me being there, so that they are free to express themselves as openly and as thoroughly as possible.
So President Cyril Ramaphosa explaining then why he had to leave this meeting. This structure, of course, is 20 members of those NEC, of the 80 NEC members meeting here today. A crucial structure this is. It deals with the daily operations of the organization. And when you look at the balance of forces within this NWC, they tip much closely to and has a lot of allies of President Cyril Ramaphosa. And also the President not taking questions from the media, but basically saying that his political future now rests in the hands of that NEC meeting, which sits tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock. Let's hear what he had to say.
I will attend the National Working Committee as well. The National Executive Committee, I'm being reminded and corrected. And so that is how everything will flow, and will be putting forward precisely that position as well. But after that, it is up to the National Executive Committee, to which I am accountable to take whatever decision.
Of course, Ziyanda, what we're seeing now follows what has been a couple of days of uncertainty and, of course, speculation that the President was very much considering resigning. Did he speak about that at all? And as things stand, is it a case of him not going anywhere, at least until he's pursued his court options?
Well, according to those who are in his corner, the president is staying put for now. He's absolutely going nowhere, according to those who are supporting him. In fact, the fight back plan and campaign is in full swing. The purpose then of that NEC meeting as well is also to get a firm ANC position, because all the attention after Monday will turn to Parliament, where that report will be tabled. We know that the opposition is already baying for blood, as it were, calling for a motion of no confidence. And so the issue of a united ANC parliamentary caucus also then comes into sharp focus, especially if that motion of no confidence were to go according to a secret ballot. You'll know that some few years ago, and the issue of a secret ballot and voting with one's conscience became a contentious issue within the ANC. So what hard line then will that ANC NEC take? And, at this stage, no talks of resignations. The president, like I mentioned earlier, not really allowing the media, to take any questions. In fact, it's worth adding that even today there was quite a real serious management, as it were, of the media and where the media is placed and our proximity to the leaders. In fact, ANC spokesperson Pulema really saying that he would prefer and would like to urge the media to actually process their requests following, of course, on Friday, where we saw several NEC members giving, their version of what exactly happened inside that NEC. That was abruptly adjourned, might I add, after President Cyril Ramaphosa was also a no-show for that meeting. So certainly, a heated debate is expected to ensue. And this NWC meeting and the recommendations that are passed on to the NEC will set the tone for the day and will really give us a sense of the balance of forces within the highest decision-making structure of the ANC.